Hey guys, this is Alex the Kaiju fan coming at you with another Ultraman figure review. So, today's figure will be Ultraman Ginga Victory. Ultraman Ginga Victory! So, yeah. First let's go over history, as always, in my review. So, history on this figure. I have not actually seen the movie Ultraman Ginga S, the movie Ultraman Ginga Victory, or Ultraman Ginga 10 Ultra Brothers Decisive Battle, or Ultraman Ginga Superior 10 Ultra Brothers, Ultraman Ginga, 10 Ultra Superior, 10 Ultra Brothers, or, whatever title you want to call this movie, because this movie has so many titles that I forget almost all of them. Superior Decisive Battle, 10 Ultra Brothers, whatever you want to call this movie, because so many people have called it different names, or it's been listed as different names on different websites. Basically, I have not seen the movie, so I'm going to pretty much judge on the history of what I could tell. So pretty much, a Telger, what I think will happen in this movie, don't take my word granted for it. If you still have not seen the movie, don't say like, oh, Alex said this happened, it did not happen, so he's a liar. No, this is just my assumption, so yeah. So pretty much, I think what's going to happen in the movie, well, it's already out in Japan, but it's not out on, Daily Motion or YouTube or anything like that, so I still have not seen it until someone actually uploads it, then I have yet to see it, or records it, whatever. I would even see the fight just for the heck of it. But pretty much, when I think what happened in this movie is that the Telger is gonna, capture all the 10 all the Ultra Brothers, most of the Heisei Ultras. Then it's up for Ultraman Ginga and Ultraman Victory, Ultraman Zero to try and take down a Telger, but a Telger proves to be too strong for all three of them, because I think there's like a scene where all three of them actually are fighting a Telger, because the Telger actually fights Ultraman Zero twice. The first time's on an alien planet, but then the second time's on Earth. And how do I know it's on Earth? Because there's like human buildings in the background, and then like the same buildings are in the background with Ginga and Victory. So that's my assumption, that all three of them are going to try and team up against the Telger. So I think what will happen is that Ultraman Ginga and Ultraman Victory's human host, which I actually learned recently that Ultraman Victory is not actually human. He's like some sort of advanced civilization, whatever. But I think what's going to happen is that they're both going to merge into Ginga Victory, and they're going to team up with all the 10 Ultra Brothers to fight Telger's army of minions, which consists of 5 King, Alien Sran, Ultraman Bilal, etc. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think will happen in this movie. Yeah. So first off, yeah, that's the history. The sculpt is really simple on this figure. It's pretty much similar to most other Ultraman figures. You got the head sculpt is really nice. You have this nice crescent on the head. You have all the nice little, the eyes are really sculpted on there really well. Surprised they don't have the black dots below, but, whatever. And the mouth is really sculpted nicely, and this Ultraman figure comes set with shoulder pads, epic chest armoring, and pretty much, I really do like the little bracelets that Ginga Victory has, and then pretty much the chest is pretty cool too. But then pretty much down onto the legs, it's pretty simple, but then you have like nice little leg things down there below, and with a few suit creases here and there. So let's take a look at behind of the figure, if I could just get it, and pretty much, yeah, you have the little fin at the back, and that's pretty much all there goes for the sculpt on the figure and how they sculpted and molded this figure. Paint job and detail on this figure pretty much consists of a kind of shiny silver color on it. You got some red areas, a nice shiny kind of bluish color that really glistens in the light, and an epic golden color. And that's pretty much all the color Ultraman Ginga Victory kind of has, kind of going from, I guess you can see in a way. So yeah, that's pretty much all the color Ginga Victory has. For detail on this figure, the detail is pretty simple because this is an Ultraman figure. But the detail on the face is really nice because you have all these little kind of black dots on there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. You have this little indent on the crest. I really do like the detail on the mouth, how they sculpted the mouth. And then the arms are pretty cool too, but they're pretty simple. But the detail on the chest is where I think the detail's really nice. You got all this nice armor detail where you have like, you know, different layers of it. And then you also have the epic six-pack. Geez, what is it with things having six-packs nowadays? You got like Ultraman Ginga Victory having a six-pack. You got like Godzilla 2014 having the six-packs. Like, what is up with the six-packs this year in the 21st century? And then you also have the epic, you know, detail with the paint right there, where they have that epic lining with the figure. And then you also have like, you know, this leg brace kind of thing. And then you also have the little suit crease at the foot right here. And let me just turn around the figure just so I could get some, fail. Let me just turn around the figure. So yeah, over back of the figure, similar to most Ultraman figures, they do not really paint the back, but this one actually does have some red. You have some now it's black lines and detailing, you can kind of see right there, and more detail where the leg braces should be on the back. So yeah, that's pretty much all the detail and paint job this figure actually has. Articulation on this figure is pretty simple, seeing as this is not only an Ultraman figure, but this is also an Ultra 500. So Ultra 500 figures don't really have too much articulation, but what I've learned from Methyl Kaiju and Yatsuko Lim, shout out to them. First of all, you can actually move the arms 360. You can move both arms like that. I'm not going to move the other one. But then you could also move the waist, which I did not know you could even move the waist, so you can have Ginga Victory in this kind of dynamic pose. I could even get him to stand on dirt. Yeah, this now looks pretty dynamic where you got Ginga Victory standing like that. But anyway, you can move the waist. You can move this 360, but I don't want to take a chance of popping off. It just, I don't know why, but just moving the waist, it looks like it could just pop off easily. No idea why, but yeah, that's pretty much all the articulation going for him. Similar to what I expected from this figure, you're not able to move the legs or even the head. Actually, I find that pretty interesting how you're never able to move the head or the legs on these kind of figures. They're just always in this kind of arm position where they just have their arm kind of, their elbows kind of a bit bent, and that's pretty much their positioning. Size comparison with this figure. The first figure that I brought out was Godzilla Chibi. I didn't really bring that many figures, but pretty much that's how tall the Godzilla 2004 Chibi is compared to you know, Ultraman Ginga Victory. Hopefully that gave you guys a good idea. Next figure, I did not feel like going into gas ponds and all that kind of stuff. So the other thing that I brought was my Bandai Ultimate Monster Series. Not Bandai 500 or the Bandai Japan, but Bandai Ultimate Monsters King Joe. So surprisingly, King Joe is really small compared to Ginga Victory. I mean, they look pretty nice next to each other. I do believe that King Joe's rendition in the series was very different from the 67-ish rendition, seeing how one arm had the little gun, similar to King Joe Black, but just with the kind of silverish kind of color. But anyway, it looked pretty nice together, but this is not the Bandai Japan one. This is Bandai Ultimate Monster. How do you know? Because some of the parts can actually come off if you want to take it off. Next, my first Power Ranger figure that I thought kind of really looks good with him, just because he's also pretty red. It's Lord Zed. So, oh man, he almost fell over too. Yeah, you got like this little Lord Zed. So like this, I'm trying to get him to stand correctly, but pretty much I hope you guys that gives you a general idea. So yeah, Lord Zed's actually shorter than him too. Next figure I brought out was my Ultraman Bilal. So here's Ultraman Bilal, and he really towers over Ultraman Ginga Victory, but that actually kind of makes sense because Bilal always did tower over most Ultras. Now we're going into the Bandai, my other Bandai Japan figure, Geronimon, who never even fought Ultraman Ginga Victory. This is actually pretty good sizing, seeing as Ultraman Ginga Victory is pretty much like the same size as the original Ultraman. But yeah, pretty good sizing right there. Then the other figure that I brought out was Bandai Creations Space Godzilla. So here's Bandai Creations Space Godzilla, you know, Goji Franklin's favorite, you know, Godzilla kaiju besides Godzilla himself. I mean, if you like Space Godzilla more than Godzilla, I kind of might want to question you because, you know, Space Godzilla only appeared in one movie, and he's not really that powerful in the video games. But anyway, I guess it's pretty neutral in terms of how powerful he actually is. So yeah, that's how tall Space Godzilla is. So yeah, pretty much that's how tall he is compared to Ultraman Ginga Victory. Next figure we're gonna pull out is Gigan 2004. So dang, Gigan 2004. He really does tower over Ultraman Ginga Victory, but I believe Ginga Victory should be a bit smaller. But this is actually not bad sizing for a fight because it makes him look like the underdog, which I think Ginga Victory might win. I mean, come on. If Godzilla 2004 took him out in 30 seconds, a guy capable of, being stronger than Ultraman Zero, this guy stronger than Ultraman Zero, a guy who could pretty much take on any Ultraman Kaiju, it's pretty much an kind of, not instant, but it's pretty much a KO for Gigan. But I will say that Gigan would kind of give him a hard time, I guess I could say. Next, we're going on the two Godzilla NECA figures that I brought out with me. I still have not gotten Burning Godzilla, but I'm at $14, so I can kind of get up to him pretty much. So we got Mecha Godzilla 2014. I'm going to see if I can stand him up a bit. But overall, these two look really good together, being the two modern god monsters in this franchise. I mean, not really franchise, but this 2014-2015. So yeah, being the two newest creatures, the series is actually pretty alright. It's pretty cool. Next, we're bringing out Heisei Godzilla. Heisei Godzilla is up there with Ginga Victory. I'm trying to see if I can stand him up a bit more. But yeah, that's pretty much as high as he goes. And they look really cool together too. I really want to see them team up once. Might actually do a fan film with that, but they would, I don't know, they'll probably go up against Space Godzilla or some really powerful adversary. Next, we're bringing out Gypsy Danger, the Jaeger, or the next recent thing that came 2 years before Ginga Victory. So, as you can see, Gypsy Danger is really tall compared to Ultraman Ginga Victory. This actually kind of makes sense, seeing as Gypsy Danger is like 200 feet. And I don't know, like 80 meters probably, somewhere around that range, and Ultraman Ginga Victory is like 55 meters, so, or 40 meters, whichever one, he's somewhere around that range. Sorry, did not actually check the wiki recently. Sorry for inaccuracy, but if you guys want to elaborate about it in the comments below, feel free to do so, because I love going up against all the Ultraman Godzilla Gamera fans 24/7. Next, we got Trespasser. I did not bring out Stunner because I think Trespasser is actually taller than Stunner for some unknown reason, NECA. But anyway, here's Trespasser again. This is actually pretty alright sizing, seeing as Trespasser 355 feet. That's Godzilla 2014 says. I meant to say 305 feet. I guess I'm talking so fast, and I'm kind of getting everything mixed up in terms of my size and statistics and weight. But anyway, here's Trespasser. I think they look pretty good together, even though Trespasser has a way different design and more complex than most Ultraman monsters. But yeah, that's pretty much all the really, all the what was I thinking when I said that? But that's pretty much done with this. And then they also have the little sticker on there. Ooh, gentlemen, I don't have the little Ultraman toy thing where you put your figure on there on the foot and it makes the sound and sound effects. I don't have that, but I really should try to get that at G-Fest or something if they have it. Anyway, that's it for size comparison. Sorry for the long video. Now we're at my final thoughts. So, should you get this figure? Should you not get this figure? Should you not even look at this review any longer? Or should you get it now? So, to pretty much sum up my price on Ultraman Ginga Victory, I got this figure for $17. Now, for those of you guys who were like, ooh, what about after prices? Oh, I don't feel like getting it. Well, if you bought so many other figures and you can't get it right now, I totally understand. But I recommend getting it because who knows if it's going to go more expensive than $17. To tell you how much this figure I would get it if I was in your scenario, I want to go past $25. I mean, $20 is a good range for me, and I got it less than $20, and the shipping was free. I mean, this figure is very cool, but at the same time, his articulation is kind of, limited. I get it. This is, Bandai and all that kind of stuff. But I honestly think that he could have at least, had more points, like, some areas like, I don't know what I would say, head or legs. But honestly, what am I to complain? I'm not the guy who engineers these figures. But yeah, overall, I think you guys should get this figure right now if you could. But this is a really awesome guy. I have that on the market. This is a really awesome Ultraman figure. It's from the new movie Ultraman Ginga Victory, so I'd recommend getting it right now if you still could. If you're a huge Ultraman fan, he goes really good with your other powerful enemies like Belial. He also goes pretty good with other powerful enemies like, I don't know, Evil Tika, I don't know, just some evil stuff like Ultraman Belial. So yeah, overall, get this figure. If you have a Telger, if you have a Telger and you don't have this figure, then what are you waiting for? Get it now. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this review. Thank you guys for watching. I give this figure a 10 out of 10 because this is such an epic figure, and I'll be seeing you in the next kaiju figure review, whichever figure will be, most likely Burning Godzilla or some other figure. Watch.